Right. So the purpose of yesterday's activity, it was our Wingspan, kind of like our launch, but we held it to make a bigger impact on the children's learning, because they can always read from a textbook about immigration and what happened during the Holocaust, and 99% of them will take it in and comprehend what we're saying to them. But I think the experience that we gave them was more meaningful because it was hands-on. So them getting off the bus and seeing a completely different setup than what they were used to, and totally stripping them of their identities and assigning them with numbers, was a greater impact on their minds, and it gave them not just reading about it, but gave them that feeling of, oh my goodness, I'm an immigrant now, I have no identity. And they could definitely make connections between what they were feeling yesterday and how the immigrants felt during the 1900s, and how Jewish people felt during the Holocaust.
You cannot speak unless we ask you to speak. Do you understand? Yes. Do you understand? Yes. There is a sign at the table. Step one step to the right. You're going to empty your pockets. And when I say empty your pockets, I mean take everything out of your pocket. Young lady, you don't know what it means to be alive? Empty your pockets. You're going to take out your cell phone. I am going to take your cell phone. If you have a jacket on, take your jacket off and put it in your book bag. Do that now. I need your cell phone, ma'am.
Miss Davis, what would you like to do about the children that are lying about phones? That's late. Everybody doesn't have a phone.
Are you asking me questions, or do I ask you questions? My first direction is you keep your mouth closed, you don't talk until I ask you to talk. I need you to understand that I am in charge. Do you understand that? All right, yes ma'am. May I have your name, please? Your name from henceforth is 020183. Can you say that after me? 0183. That is your new name. I don't understand why I still hear voices. I said there is no talking unless I ask you to talk.
Sit on the bench and wait for the next transport. Phone? You don't have it? If anyone sees you with your phone today, it will be confiscated and you will not get it back.
Line up at the end of that chair.
What you really want to hear any talking? There should be no talking. Stand right in line. No talking at all. Don't say anything to anyone. You want to come in this country, you want to come in here, follow the rules. Let's go. Does someone have to leave here?
This way, baby. This way. Go that way.
Anything in your pockets? Please empty out your pockets. Okay. Do you have any steel items? Metal steel items? Do you have anything illegal that you want to tell us about? Drugs? Any animals or plants? Okay. Number?
003183.
Color your eyes. Do you have any identifying marks, like a scars or birthmarks or tattoos? Could you walk that way and then walk right back to you? Let's see you walk. Turn around. Walk back. Right.
again.
003183.
What is your final destination in America? What are you here for? Freedom?
Not eating. Put it away. Put it away. There's no eating. Your voice is off.
What is this all for?
Close your mouth. If you're talking, we're sending you out of here.
Didn't make any money.
Who paid for your passage?
My parents.
Are you coming to America for a job?
Yes.
Where will you work? Freedom. How you doing, man?
Hey, Paul, that's great.
I did not commit a crime. I was not right. I'm perfectly fine.
You don't need entry into this country. Step out. You go back to those countries where they have no diseases. People kill each other. This is America. Turn around, immigrant. You're not welcome here.
Why are you smiling, ma'am? Don't you know there's no smiling in America?
Get over here, immigrant. You can go back to that country where they have all those diseases. Get over there.
The next step is she's coming out.
You'll get back on your boat. Back to your country. We don't need your type here. Quiet.
Why you gotta read it off the phone? You're supposed to know it by heart by now. What's your name? Why you laughing? Memorize it. What's your name?
Back of the line, immigrant. And don't you make a noise. Fix those clothing.
What's your name, sir?
I don't know what they do in your country, but you better fix it. It's America. Out. Out. Before we bash your head in, go back to that stinking country where you came from. This is a pure country, America. We don't need your type here. You're gonna be in the slums anyway. Disease-ridden. Poor. You'll die within 6 months. I verified the boss lady. She's fine.
She's trying to get into America and you don't know what the Constitution is? Man, you're not going to be very successful here.
We're from Baltimore, we're from Philly.
You have a birthmark on your back? Is that some sort of a disease or is it a birthmark? You know, we have a problem with immigrants bringing disease to this country.
You're disease-ridden. Let me see your paperwork, ladies.
We are getting treated like animals, but we are not. Our race is not animals. Our race is black, and we are not animals.
Honestly, I did not do anything wrong. We're immigrants. I'm an immigrant. I come from Paris. You want to know where I come from? I come from Paris. Madrid de Tour.
Oh.
Okay, you can put everything back in.
Oh.
No paperwork, you do not exist. We do not let non-citizens roam around our establishments free. No, sir.
Lunchtime.
I suggest you close your mouth. And since you had a little talk, your mouth closed, ma'am. Take one and pass the track. Welcome to America. This is your first lunch. Beggars cannot be choosers.
Don't eat it, you won't eat.
That's your lunch. Don't eat it, you will be hungry. You will not be served again. Take one, pass the track. And out of the kindness of my good American heart, I'm going to allow you to eat, although you have no paperwork. Said, welcome to the USA, but we also said you are in a particular place in America. Yes, ma'am. Stand up, state your number.
013183. Did you say we was in New York on Ellis Island?
Thank you. New York on Ellis Island.
He said, Miss Vi yelled at me, and I said, I just got here. I don't know what's happening. And she threw the shirt at me. I was about to go get one of the lines, and then Mrs. Davis said, get outside, and she started yelling at me.
Everyone seemed mad and angry, calling us immigrants. They were treating us like slaves. I guess this was how it was when immigrants tried to come to America. They weren't good enough if they didn't have any money or didn't know their rights.
Today being an immigrant was hurtful and painful because my feet was hurting. I had to go through a lot of getting yelled at, going through line after line.
The overall purpose of this expedition was to help the students, 7th grade students, experience how life was for immigrants who were coming into America and the plight that many of them had to endure in order to become citizens of the great nation.
I know it must have been really hard for people that really went through this. Now I am in jail because my family did not have no money to get me home.
Confused. They took my phone and jacket and they went in the main building and they made us wear these metro shirts. They gave us numbers. My number was to replace my name, and people was walking around with bags, and I had to go through 4 lines, and when we got to the end we were put into more lines. This experience was crazy but a little educating. If I was to walk in the shoes of people who really did this, it wouldn't be all fun and games like we made it to be. It would be really scary.
The hope is that students will understand the whole experience, understanding that so many people come to America for a particular purpose, but the one purpose was to have that American dream. And so hopefully from that in reenactment that they would also understand what boundaries may stop them from getting the American dream and how they need to push in order to accomplish that, as many of our immigrant families did in the late 1800s into the early 19th century.
What I learned was, and I constantly learn this over and over, is you can never the more you plan, and you can do great planning, but even the best laid plans don't go off without a hitch. But one thing that I learned yesterday was, even with the little hiccups and hitches that we had, there were a lot of students who gave us a little bit of pushback, but that turned out to be a great thing, because if you think about it, during that time, not every immigrant was 100% okay with what happened to them at Ellis Island, and definitely not the Jewish people. They were not okay with the Holocaust, so that gave us a little bit more to reflect on. Why were you giving pushback? What was wrong about it? What did you see? What would you change about it? And I learned that giving them more hands-on, authentic pieces of learning is greater for them. It digs deeper into their souls and not just their minds. And if everybody did that, come out of those textbooks, come out of the classroom, and give them more of these experiences, it would be awesome learning for everybody involved.